The day has finally come. Who would have thought it? Hussein starting his own football YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hussein. Online, I'm known as Nucci, NXCCI. You might know me from TikTok, NXCCI on TikTok. I've also got a football TikTok, NXCCI FC, which is the name of this channel. But also, a lot of you probably know me from Barra Brothers. I co-host Barra Brothers along with my boy Jad. And yeah, it's just a football podcast I produce for a bunch of other people. I'm in the footballing world. I'm in the footballing space. So welcome to my channel, first and foremost. Thank you for clicking on the video. Where on Barra Brothers, I'll do, a lot of football content and general football content. I think here, I want to do Man United specific content. I'm probably doing it at the worst time ever. Man United are the worst it's ever going to be. This is the worst I'll ever see it. But I thought, you know what? There's no better way to round up the season. There's no better way to look at all the players that we've got throughout the season. This disastrous season. Let's get it right. Then to do a tier list. So, I will be going through the whole Manchester United squad. I just found a tier list online with all the players you'll see. And you know what? Let me put it up. Let me pull it up right now. This is it. So essentially, you've even got, managers. You've even got Rude. You got Rude. Feels like such a long time ago, man. What a long season, by the way. So I'm just going to be going through all of them. Now, you can see the categories. You might be thinking, oh, like, where's good? Where's... Not even good. Where's great? Where's amazing? Where's spectacular? Guys. The middle category, yeah, good. For a lot of people, good is the middle one, where NA would be. That's where good would be. That's our ceiling. I cannot give any human on this list better than good. I can't. It just doesn't work. So, good is the ceiling, which says it all. If I had seen this tier list in the beginning of the season and said this is what it's going to be at the end of the season, your highest player can only reach good, I would have said, brother, tennis, American football, MMA. I might even jump back into that. So we got good, we got decent. Again, people who played at all right level. You weren't terrible. You're not enough for me to get angry over. I wasn't hurling abuse at you. That's decent. NA, you'll see there's a few players here who didn't really get first team appearances. All got sold. There's only like one or two anyway, so it's not really that deep. Bad. Majority of the squad will probably be in bad. Or the worst one, which is disaster. A lot of man also deserve to be in disaster. So, yeah, I mean, it's only fair because it has been, like I said in the intro, a disastrous season. But guys, before I start this tier list, let me know what content you want to see. Obviously, this will predominantly be a Man United channel, so bear that in mind. And please do leave a like. It's obviously the first ever video on this channel. Subscribe to join the painful family. That's what I'm going to call it. We're just all in pain. Sometimes when you're in pain, you need brothers in arms, They tell you, go see a therapist. Go see this. I say no. I'm building a community of like-minded people who are going through the same stuff as me. Do you get it? So yeah, subscribe and let's get straight into it, man. I think I'm gonna start from where this basically starts. So you can see, like I mentioned to you, like there's a few players that neither here or there, right? So Dango, big up your thing, bro, but NA. I don't even know what foot you are. I'll be real. I ain't watched much of him, so it's not really fair for me to give a judgment. We'll just move on. Scott McTominay. The best player on this whole list. How about that? The most successful player on this whole list is Scott McTominay. And by the way, if you are a United fan who was screaming for Scott McTominay to leave this club, Scott McTominay, you're horrible. Your first touch, your second touch, your 10th touch, it's all terrible. You're a terrible human being. You can never start for Man United. You're never a Man United player. Now he's won the MVP. Now he's won the Serie A title, the Scudetto, whatever they call it. And you're singing his praises. Have that. Have that twice. Don't do a U-turn when there's tweets of you talking shit about Scott McTominay. I hate revisionism or whatever the flip they call it. Where you're trying to look back and you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe it wasn't so bad. Brother, shut up. Scott McTominay, though. Big up your team. Again, NA. Wheatley, NA, Pelestri, let's just get them out of the way. Sancho, again, NA, went out. Anthony, let's just put all these, man. Malacia. Wallahi, Malacia. Let me tell you the maddest thing about Malacia. We bought him, I think it was about £12 million. And we still got ripped off. Do you understand how bad of a player you need to be for us to spend £12 million on you and we still feel like we've got ripped off. How bad are you? Genuinely. Injured, can't play 2 seasons for us, goes to PSV and wins them the league. Cool, man. Cool. Rashford, I'm just going to put there. All right, let's get to our first one. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Obviously, had a few games in charge. I think it was about 4 off the top of my head. I can't really remember. Unbeaten as well. Let's not forget. I think gave Ahmad his real first like breakthrough into the team. Steadied the ship, gave the players a lot of confidence. Hot take. I think Ruud would actually be a successful Man United manager. Success with an asterisk. It's not going to be super successful, but he's more of a Man United manager than he is anything else. The same way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is more of a Man United manager than he was anything else. His name carries weight, especially Ruud van Nistelrooy. His name carries weight in the changing rooms. I think even Rio Ferdinand mentioned that the players were talking about like, oh, Rio, like Ruud is here, bro, like, you know, serious, blah, blah, blah. So I think had he stayed a few more games, he definitely would have still gotten results. I don't think it was just a new manager bounce. But obviously he's gone to Leicester and hasn't been, you know, the best. But I do hope they stick with him. I'm just going to put him in decent. Erik ten Hag. Congratulations, first and foremost, on your job at by Leverkusen. Erik ten Hag. I'm just gonna say it, yeah. A lot of people are going back. Erik ten Hag. If Erik ten Hag had stayed in charge, we wouldn't be in this mess. If Erik ten Hag stayed when Erik ten Hag left, shut up, bitch. When Erik ten Hag, that's Erik. When he left, we were only 7 points off top 4, 8 points off top 4, whenever it was. Have that again. Yeah? Let me tell you why. Erik ten Hag there were only certain amount of points available. We had only played a certain amount of games. I guarantee you, if Erik ten Hag had stayed in charge of Manchester United Football Club, we would still be in a terrible mess. We would still have a disastrous season. This is his squad, and they weren't good enough to play his system. His squad, his signings. Don't forget that. I genuinely don't think there's been a manager that has left us in a worse state than Erik ten Hag did. You look at Jose Mourinho, left us with great players, yeah? Some killers. You look at Ole, still left us with some really good players. You look at Van Gaal. You look at David Moyes, obviously he didn't have a long period of time. But my point stands. Erik ten Hag, the signings he made have set us back, not only financially in the short term, in the long term, just the players that we can't offload. Erik ten Hag, you have been nothing of short of a disaster. I'm sorry. A lot of people are probably going to say, oh, it's unfair, it's this season, blah, you only had a few games in charge. Suck your whoever. You get me? Do that. Obi Martin. NA. Again, I think a lot of people are going to call for like, Obi Martin should have started ahead of Rasmus and Zirkzee and blah, blah. Guys, he's 16 years old. For those of you who wanted him to start in the Europa League final, put it in the bag. We're going to have him for a few more years. Let him develop. Let him grow. It's good for him to be around the first team. Putting the burden on a striker, on a 16-year-old striker, when we don't create enough chances anyway to be that. And you know how impatient our fan base is. So don't give me that. I was never for giving him a lot of game time. Easing him here and there and getting him some minutes, I agree with. But starting him makes no sense. I'll be real, man. Mandem. Just hold NA in it. Just hold NA for a little bit. Amas as well. He's been good, but NA. Kobbie. Habibi Kobbie. What do I do with you? Kobbie, you've confused me, Kobbie. If the rumours are true about Kobbie Mainoo wanting £180,000 a week, I think we've got to put him in the bag. I genuinely think we have to put Kobbie Mainoo in the bag if he wants 180,000 a week. It's been a weird one for Kobbie. I love Kobbie Mainoo. I think he's such a talented footballer. I think he's kind of the opposite of what a Man United player has been of recent. Technically gifted, high IQ, can play multiple positions in the midfield, can dictate the tempo of the midfield. Confident, takes the ball on, takes his man on. Quick feet, neat player. And last season, I was just like, this guy's I'm all my Bitcoin is going in this guy. He's gonna be the future. He's gonna be the next big thing to come out of Carrington. It's unfortunate. the decline of Kobbie Mainoo this season. I still think he's got a long future at Man United. I still think there's a lot for him to do at Man United, given the right conditions. Obviously, Amorim has come in, changed up the system. People were saying, oh, he suits that 10, which I kind of agree with as well. I think he's got quick feet and he's kind of nimble in those areas, especially in the box. But then in the double pivot, I don't know if he serves the I don't think we're getting the best out of Kobbie Mainoo in that double pivot midfield. So, and then with Cunha coming in, I don't know if he plays in that 10. So it's a weird one with Kobbie Mainoo. I do think though, the message, I respect Amorim, I respect his system, I back Amorim. I do think the message does need to come through that we can't let this guy slip through. We can't let Kobbie Mainoo just go. You know, we can't lose him to a team that is gonna benefit massively if they get it right with him, because don't get it wrong, that's exactly what's gonna happen. If he goes to a Chelsea, if he goes anywhere else and they play his system, whatever he wants to do, and he's and they play him in the team and all that kind of stuff, he will 100% succeed. This guy was bossing it in the Euros, starting in England's midfield. A position which is highly criticised as well, by the way. He came in, I said, bro, this is my arena, man. Don't even know if that's a Mani accent. It's been a weird one. It's been nothing other than bad, if we're being honest. And I don't think it's Kobbie Mainoo's fault. Obviously, he's had some injury issues. I think he would agree that it hasn't been the best season for him. It's been a bad season, but I want it to work. I want it to work with Kobbie badly. I need it to work. I love him. I love him, man. That goal in the FA Cup final. How did we fall off 6 times over? Johnny Evans, lad. What a player. I think this is going to... I read something that this is going to be the first time... Yeah, this is basically going to be the first time post-Fergie that we don't have a player that played under Fergie in the United team. Which is crazy. This genuinely... I know we've said new era, new start, rebuild, refresh, whatever. This is genuinely that, though. Like, we're ripping up a lot of the squad. A lot of people are coming in. And there's no survivors of that Ferguson team, that Sir Alex team. So, Johnny Evans, I think, again, he's coming when he's needed to. Did he miss a penalty this season? I feel like he did. I feel like it was in a cup this season. I'm going to put good old Johnny in NA. Great servant to the club. I don't think it's fair to put him in bad. I don't think it's fair to put him as a disaster. He's been good when he's been called upon, but I don't think he's played enough to put him in decent. So, NA. Aiden Heaven. Signed him for 1 million and he's already got a jingle out of me. Do you know how mad that is? Aiden Heaven. You have changed my life. I'm going to call you Aiden Jannah. Start. No, Man United got me moving. Flipped. Aiden Heaven. What a player. What a player. I'm going to put him in good. I think he's been one of the few bright sparks in this team. One of the few things I can take into next season and say, you know what? At least we got that. That's a silver lining. There's not even forget silver. We're beyond silver. This is a bronze lining. Aiden Heaven, bronze lining of this season. Every time he's been called upon, can't fault him at all. Again, £1 million. You're looking at it and you're thinking, you know, is he for the future? And I remember reports coming out at the time, actually, when we signed him, saying he will be integrated into the first team. And everyone's like, this is just a way for them to call it a first team signing, blah, blah. Was he January? Bumbacla. What a long season, man. But, yeah, fearless, aggressive, composed as well. How can he be aggressive and composed? That's an oxymoron in itself, Aiden Heaven. But you might be made in heaven. Astaghfirullah. Aiden Heaven, what a player. Excited to see if he can hopefully push on next season, which seems to be quite hard to do at Man United. Ugarte, I'll be real, man. Ugarte, I feel like the criticism for Ugarte has been overdone. Don't get me wrong, he is limited. Another Ten Hag signing. And I remember when we bought him, I was confused. I remember having a conversation with Liban and we were both saying like, you know, we're done. Because Erik Ten Hag wants someone to collect the ball off his defenders in that midfield. So he had Casemiro, which we all knew was the worst. Like, I'll get onto it. But that was horrible. Wow. Those Casemiro days where he's taken off the defenders. Oh, dark days. So then we brought on Ugarte to replace Casemiro at doing that. I said, yeah, we're done. Because he can't do it either. So what have we done? Luckily, Amorim has come in, and obviously he's played in Amorim's system. But I do feel for Ugarte. I feel like Ugarte is to Amorim what Van der Beek was to Ten Hag. Sleep on that. Think about it. I do like Ugarte. I think he's got a lot of qualities that we need. You know, we talk about physicality, we talk about legs, we talk about stamina, we talk about closing people down, all that kind of stuff that we need in the midfield that we've been lacking. And again, a lot of people have short-term memory loss. We haven't had that in a while. A dog in midfield. He offers that. Is he limited technically? 100%. You know, but I feel like Ugarte has been. I'm gonna put him in decent. Oh, you can't see. I'm gonna put him in decent. I think the criticism has been far too much. And he's come up with some decent moments. So hopefully we just build on him next season. We don't kill him. Let's see. Wallahi. If you measured my blood pressure on the previous player, and you measured my blood pressure when I saw him, I'm not even going to say his name. When I saw him, my life has gone up. Like, I'm even short of hydration. Look at your trim as well, Ak. Wallah, get your life together. Look at your trim. What is that trim? You know, he set us back years. He's cost us. I genuinely think if we had a competent goalkeeper, we'd finish within the top 10. Football is a game of fine margins. Andre Onana takes those margins, rips them up, shoves them up his bum, and then concedes. Because that's just what he does. Doesn't matter where he is, he'll just concede. All that Matthijs talk. Oh, Allah, don't get me started. May God deal with you, Andre. I'll tell you this from now. When we're in 2030 and we're doing awards for the worst signing of the season, I'm still putting Andre Onana from last season. Luke Shaw as well. You're another wassy. Coming out talking, oh, we need to look at ourselves. You know, if we're good enough to... Habibi, one of the greatest managers to ever live, came and told you, you're shit. Get out of my club. You're not good enough to play for this team. You went behind his back. You started feeding stuff to reporters, you know. You got him sacked. You were part of the group that got him sacked. You survived. Played under Ole. You done okay. Ten Hag, when you played, if they play, you were there sometimes. Under this manager, under Amorim, does Amorim even know your star sign? Does he know what your favorite color is? Does he know what music you listen to? I don't think you've spent that much time with Amorim. I don't think you spent that much time with the squad. The physio, though. Wallahi, the physio, if you took a friendship test tomorrow, he'd know everything about you. He'd pass with flying colours. How about that? My biggest thing with Luke Shaw, he got himself fit for that Euros. He played, knowing it was a risk. And he hasn't been able to get himself fit since. That's on him. That's on him. Man United pay your wages. We stuck with you all those years for all those injuries. You want to get yourself fit for a tournament, play that one game that set you back 6-7 months. Really and truly, we do need a category under disaster. Where it's just... I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm trying to say. Tom Heaton. I'll be real. Tom Heaton. You remember when Ten Hag hired a body language consultant or whatever? I think Tom Heaton's just morale consultant. I think that's what he's just there for. United lad played under Sir Alex, but he didn't make a first team appearance, so he's just there. He's just there to keep the spirit up. You're right, boys. Yeah, you need anything? Yeah, you're just checking up. Yeah. I clocked it. Tom Heaton's a snitch. Tom Heaton's the snitch. He's the spy. Yeah, I deeped it. That's what. Sometimes you need that in your team. You need someone who's getting paid, who owes you something. Keep an eye on the boys for me. Tom Heaton, NA. Diogo. I don't know with this guy, man. I don't know, honestly. Like, the thing is, our squad is so bad that we have priorities. We have players who need replacing. Who we can't go out. Like, we can't go further. We can't play another game without replacing them. Diogo in any other team, any other competent team, would be a priority to replace. In our team, he falls very, very low on that priority list because there's just so much shit. There's so much trash that needs to get replaced that Diogo isn't on the forefront. But I've said it time and time again. There are a lot of low IQ players in that Man United team. Diogo Dalot, he's the leader of all of those low IQ players. If Diogo Dalot took an IQ test, he'd write his name. That's it. But he tries. I'll give him that. He tries. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in bad, not disaster. Casemiro. Or Casemiro, rather. The renaissance... Is that the right word? Probably not. I'm going to use it anyway. I don't care. Of this man has been... I was going to say spectacular, but has it? Under Erik ten Hag, he was that guy to collect the ball off the defenders, turn and try and play. We know, play Casemiro in that role, play me in that role, you're getting the same results. I can't turn, he can't turn. I might even be more agile than him, if we're being real. And that's why I obviously dubbed him the nickname Casemiro, which, if you know Arabic, I don't need to explain. Casemiro was born from that day. Amorim comes in and he goes, my friend, I cannot play you. I suffer if I play you. Casemiro sits on the bench. Cool. Takes it in. And obviously, at this time, we're saying 100% he's leaving. In the summer, he's gone. Amorim has come in, seen him. He said, Amorim probably played a few training sessions. Probably coached a few training sessions. He saw other players playing. And he said, say wallah, that's what you're on. Casa, I beg, please. Por favor. How do you say please in Portuguese? Por favor. Whatever it is. Ta'al. Come. Pause. Come here now. Play in that team. And credit to him. He stepped up. In Europe, he's been a completely different player. Completely different. I've always said it. Casemiro, for me, doesn't make sense. Because how you a holding midfielder, how you a midfielder, but you got the maddest goal for it. Kill me if I'm wrong. Actually, don't. What? Try and shoot me if I'm wrong. Casemiro would be our best striker if he started right now. I swear I stand on that. At least, if he doesn't offer me anything else, he's a presence, he's got a shot, and he's got that. Minimum. Arteta does it. Kobbie Mainoo. Who else did he play? Havertz. I think Casemiro. 1 season is all I need at that striker role. And to be fair, it looks like he's gonna stay. So Casa, I'm gonna say has been decent. I'm gonna say he's been decent. A lot of people might disagree with that. I think I rate the comeback. From someone to be so bad where we're all screaming and shouting Casemiro to him to actually make a return. I respect it, man. You see this bad bee? You see this little bad bee here? I'll be honest. January times. Obviously, the stories came out that, we might sell Garnacho. I said, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel. Time is a beautiful thing. Because with time, I've seen that this little bad bee is a disease to our club. Disease. Who do you think you are? I understand. Garnacho, Ronaldo, you know? That whole thing, he's my idol. I look up to Ronaldo. First of all, you're Argentinian. Wallah, have some shame. That's all I'm going to say. Wallah, have some shame. That's the first thing. On the second level, you copy celebrations. You copy... by the way, your most iconic goal ever, you used another man's celebration. Cool. Copy his celebrations, you copy his hairstyle, you got his teeth, you got your teeth done. When Ronaldo got his teeth done, he went up a level. When you got your teeth done, you went back. Take them veneers out. Firstly, I look up to Cristiano Ronaldo. I aspire to be like Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's my GOAT. He's my hero. Do I carry Ronaldo's ego? No. Because I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. Get it out of your head. You are not him. Stop looking at pictures of him. Change your lock screen. Because I know it's him. I don't even have to ask. I know it's him. And tell your brother to, I swear, get a hold of your brother. What's his name? Roberto. Get a hold of Roberto. If that's even his name. Garnacho needs to leave. Garnacho needs to... I'm happy that time has happened and we've progressed from obviously January until now. It's given me... I've been blessed. Seeing Garnacho and what's unfolded. We've lost the Europa League final, and the first thing you can think of is, we play shit. I don't know how, but, I play every game, and now the manager doesn't want to play me. Yahi, shut up. You wouldn't have done anything anyway. Let's be honest. No one wanted Garnacho to start. And if you did, you cannot tell me that Garnacho genuinely would have changed anything. You might be right in that Garnacho should have come on earlier. That's it. That's what we're picking up here. For your brother to disrespect the club openly, for you to openly disrespect the club multiple times under Erik ten Hag, under Amorim, you got cautioned for it, yeah? Don't forget that, under Amorim, that Man City game, you got cautioned for it. You bust case, and then you've got nicked again. Dumbest criminal. I would have put him in bad, but the way the season has ended, I'm going to put him in disaster. I don't care. Is it probably agenda driven a little bit? Not agenda. Has it left a bitter taste in my mouth? Pause. What he's done in the past few weeks, 100%. Like I said, he should be in bad. I'm going to put him in disaster though. You couldn't even argue he could be indecent, but fuck it. Diallo running down the wing. Here United sing. That's what we should be singing. Not Viva Garnacho. Diallo. I don't need to talk too much. The guy does his talking on the pitch. You know what I like about him as well? They gave him an award the other day. He's sitting on the plane. I love that. Don't pose for me. Don't smile. I don't want to see your teeth. It's been a terrible season. For you on a personal level, it's been good. I agree. But I don't want to see you smile. I don't want to see you happy. I don't want to see shoving it in my face. Pause. Diallo, great personal individual season. The injury obviously put a hold on his development, put a hold on his that run that he was on. But I have no doubt in my mind that if I had to put money on one player to be good next season, to carry on his form next season, it would definitely be Diallo. It'll be interesting to see that right 10. Who's going to play in it? Because if we sign someone for that right 10 and Amma turns into a right wing back, which is what Amorim likes to do with the system, he likes to play wingers in that position. And we saw it early Amorim days, if you remember. Ahmad was playing as a right wing back and he was great. He surprised me at how good he was. That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. I kind of hope it does happen because it just adds to our quality. If we can sign someone to start in that right number 10 and move Ahmad to right wing back, we're not replacing quality for quality. We're just moving. Ahmad would then technically replace Dalot, which is a big upgrade. But what a season he's had. He's one of the few players that just gets me off my seat at Man United. I'd say the only player. When I watch Ahmad, I'm excited. Does he have a tendency to be selfish a little bit? Does he take it too far sometimes? Yes, but all you need is for him to get it right once. And that's it. If he gets one of those crosses right in that Europa League final, if he gets one of those shots right in that Europa League final, that's all I need. So I don't mind that he keeps trying. Okay, next. My boy, Leny Yoro. Again, nothing short of good. And I feel for these boys. All young players growing, coming into the team, their first real breakthrough season. we should be celebrating them higher than good. Really, they should be excellent. They should be great. But because of the failures of the team, we can only put them in good. Yoro this season started off. Don't get me wrong. I started when he first started coming into Amorim's system, even Ten Hag's system. Let's be real. Even when he was playing under Ten Hag, he wasn't lighting it up. And I was thinking, okay, did he play under Ten Hag a lot? I remember he had an injury, obviously, but I think he did play under Ten Hag a little bit. But then obviously when Amorim came in, started playing him right centre back, left centre back, moved him around a little bit. I was like, okay, he's good, but he's young, he's raw. He's getting ripped a little bit. I'll never forget that Sulemana, I think it was, that Southampton game where he just got ripped. But since then, wow. Like the past few months especially, again, his injury was unfortunate just before the Europa League final, because up until then, our best defender. Again, his confidence to play with the ball, to move forward with the ball, to break the lines with his runs, not even with the passes, with his runs. Plays high up the pitch, obviously. His passing has been good. That's all high up the pitch. That's all in the attacking aspect of the game, because obviously we control the majority of the ball in the majority of the games. But defensively, incredible. His recoveries, his tackles, his anticipation, his speed even, you know. For a 19-year-old, I think we've got... I don't want to jump the gun here. I think we've got one of the best young defenders in the world. And I hope we can retain him. I hope we can keep on to him. And I hope we can keep developing him and helping him grow. Because he's not going to stay around for a long time if we keep finishing, you know, bottom half of the table. He's going to be too good for us. So, Leny Yoro, I'm excited to see what you can do next season, my brother. But yeah, what a first season it's been. Madrid, hold. I know you didn't pay what he wanted, what Lille wanted rather, but let's just have this one, man. We haven't had anything all season. Let me pretend that we got this one over you. Hold. Eriksen. Good servant. Good servant to the club. It's probably been his worst season in a United shirt. Hasn't played much. When he has played, he's shown glimpses of, you know, the Eriksen that we know. But then he's also shown glimpses of the reasons why he is, obviously, it is confirmed that he's leaving Manchester United. He shouldn't be playing in this team, if we're being honest. I feel for Eriksen. I genuinely do. I remember when we first signed him under Erik ten Hag, a lot of people were saying in contention for bargain of the season, signing of the season. Obviously, we got him on a free. It was it felt like such a shrewd bit of business. Signing him on a free, a bit of experience, technically gifted players, one of the best players on the ball, what he can do with the ball, set pieces, dead balls, all that kind of stuff, passing range, vision, ball retention, all that kind of stuff. What a player. Obviously, the injury happened. Andy Carroll, you're a bit of a Wasio. And he hasn't been the same since. And obviously, he just hasn't got the legs anymore to play in a United team, especially in an Amorim team. But when he has come in that 10 role, he's done okay. But I think it would be unfair to put Eriksen in bad. I think NA is probably fair. Next up, Dorgu. Again, I'd say exciting young player. I say the word exciting. It's more built on faith. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's been put in a position to succeed at Man United so far. But I will say this about Dorgu. I think he's gotten better with time. I think from where we saw him in January to where we saw him in the Europa League final, I think the Europa League final was his best match in a United shirt. I think he's improving. He adds a lot of pace, a lot of athleticism to that Man United team, a lot of physicality, runs up and down. Made some really, really good runs. I remember in the Bilbao game, I believe it was the Bilbao game. But yeah, I think he's improving. I think he's exactly what we need on the left-hand side anyways. And I think he will have a good season next season. I'm going to call that from now. I think that left wing-back position, he's not going to be getting competition from my man. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do next season. I'm going to say, you know, he came in January. Decent. I'm not gonna give him any. I don't think it's fair. He's played a good few games. Zirkzee, my boy. I like Zirkzee. I think he's an intelligent player. Again, in a team full of low IQ players, and I can't mention this enough. I think Man United's biggest downfall this season, A lot of people say physicality. A lot of people will say, we just don't have the legs. We don't have the capabilities to keep up with these Premier League teams. I genuinely think that, of course, that's definitely one thing. But another angle definitely is IQ. We don't have high IQ players. We need to replace so many of these players because they don't have the intelligence to be able to play in different systems. They couldn't play Ten Hag's system. The system they were bought for, they couldn't play. Zirkzee is one of those exceptions. Zirkzee, with him being an unconventional position, he needs to think. How can you be a striker that drops deep, collects the ball, creates, makes runs for your teammates for your wingers or your supporting strikers or whoever it is to make those darting runs into the box? He creates space from his movement. He creates space from his passing. He's clever with his finishes. So, have we seen the best of Zirkzee in a Man United shirt? Of course we haven't. 100% we haven't. But these are the types of players we need, I think, in a Man United team. We need these players who can adapt into different positions, who have the intelligence to play forward, to play as a striker, to play as a number 9, but then can also play those 10s in behind. Again, he would be my starting striker going into next season if we had no one else. If we signed no one else, sorry. He's pitched in with a few goals here and there, but genuinely, just watching Man United with him and with the other guy, who I'm going to get onto, it's night and day. Literally night and day. So, Zirkzee, I think, has had a decent season. Obviously, the way he was booed off didn't deserve it all. I think it was just a bunch of frustration from the United fans. They just took it out on him rather. I like Zirkzee. I think he's got a future at the club, and I hope he stays, and I hope that he puts his head down. And I do respect the fact that he did put his head down. When an option to Italy looked likely in January, he did put his head down and really try to get it right, and I think he did. So he's there. Rasmus. Oh. I've seen a lot of strikers at Man United. I've seen the greats. I've seen Robin van Persie, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney, Dimitar Berbatov, Carlos Tevez. I've seen the second string, maybe not the greats, but I've seen Edinson Cavani. I've seen potentially one of our best signings post Sir Alex Ferguson, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I saw strikers who might not be the best but gave their all. I saw Ugarte. I saw Falcao. I've seen players come from the academy and give us something. I've seen James Wilson. And then I've seen Rasmus Hojlund, who genuinely might be, forget strikers, he might be one of the worst footballers I've seen at Man United ever. I said this a few months ago, maybe towards the end of last season. There was this thing about we don't create enough chances for him. Rasmus doesn't get goals because we don't create enough chances for him. Brother. He scored against Bilbao. He was 3 yards out. He nearly missed. Don't talk to me about chance creation when you have a guy who runs into his defender. Rasmus almost, that meme, Wallahi, he's playing against us. That's Rasmus. Because I watch him sometimes. I watch the runs that he's doing and I say, brother, there is no logical sense in you making that run or you doing that move in the box, you taking the defender here, you trying to move into this position. Other than if I look at you as a centre-back. If I look at you as a centre-back playing for the opposition, it makes sense. Everything you're doing makes sense. Looking at you as a striker for my team, I'm bewildered. Wallahi, I'm bewildered. Big issue. Obviously, we signed him 2 years ago. What do we do with him? Italy. Wallah, please. Please. I'm not even Italian. Buongiorno. Ciao bella. Vaffanculo. Please, sign him. Inter, we gave you Darmian, we gave you Mkhitaryan, we gave you Ashley Young, giving you Lukaku. They won you leagues. They got you to the Champions League final. Some of them even till now. Imagine what Rasmus can do. Not a lot. I'll be real. Not a lot. But hopefully you can get something out of him. Because we can't. And we're on our knees. Not even pause. We are on our knees to get this guy out of the club. For us to progress, for us to move forward, he needs to go. Ten Hag, Allah yal'anak. Let me just put that out there. Let me just get that right as well. Ten Hag, Allah yal'anak. For even looking at him and saying, huh? He's good, huh? Yeah. Last season was a disaster for him. This season, again, he's in that tier. It's weird because disaster is the lowest you can get. It's the worst thing. It's the worst category. Yet I still feel like I need to go lower for you lots. Pause. Bruno. My babes, Bruno, man. All right. Let me speak about Bruno. Again, I'm going to remind you lot, because again, a lot of you have short-term memory, a lot of you have amnesia, whatever. Let me just lay the foundation. Let me just paint the picture, as they say. Picasso. Under Ten Hag, you asked the fan base, where do you stand on the Bruno debate? Bruno in, Bruno out. I reckon under Ten Hag, it was a probably 50-50 split, maybe 60-40 for him to stay. Bruno used to get critics every single week he played at Manchester United Football Club. Every single game he played, you'd have people calling for his head. You'd have people saying, we need to move this guy on to progress. I was even one of them. Sometimes when I'm watching Bruno, say this guy's the best player that we've got. We can't get rid of him. The very next week I'm watching him, I'm saying we cannot even get top 4 if we keep this guy. That's where we were as a fan base. That's where we were watching this guy's performances. He was erratic, still flinging the ball out of nowhere, thought he was a quarterback high up the pitch. He's knocking it in places people can't run. He's running all over the place, losing his man. Just doing too much. Since Amorim has come in, and this is where I credit Amorim, because a lot of people say, oh, where's the development of this player? Where's the development of that player? Bruno under Amorim has been quality. I don't think it's crazy to say. He's been quality. He's controlled his game. He stepped into the role of leader in the team, because I was having this debate with myself. That's where Man United have got me. They've got me debating myself. If we get rid of Bruno, or if we, for whatever reason, we don't make Bruno captain, other than Harry Maguire, who can we make captain in this team? We have no leaders. I feel for him. We have no leaders. And there's reports behind the scenes of what he does and, how he interacts with certain players and how he goes out of his way to communicate with, first team players and academy players. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great captain. I think we're lucky to have him. I do think there are levels for him to go up, and I still think there are parts to his game he needs to improve. But under Amorim, he's been a lot more controlled. A lot more controlled. I don't think you can say otherwise. He's the guy, where there's a girl who's just doing a madness. She's just going mad. She's going with this guy, that guy, this guy, whatever. And then a guy comes on and goes, I can change her. I can change her. And he doesn't change her. And then the next guy comes along, I can change her. She's Leng. I can change her. I want her to be my wifey. She cheats on him. Another guy comes along, and the same thing happens, and the same thing happens. And then one guy comes and says, you know what? I can change her. And this time he's talking to her in the same language that she's talking. This time he even maybe looks like her. Don't know what the relevance is to that, but Bruno and Amorim kind of look like father and son. He finally changes her, and she stops going mad. That's what Ruben's done to Bruno. Where no other manager could contain him or change him or do anything to him, Amorim has come in and said, brother, for me, you change. And he did. So for that reason, by the way, let's just talk. I'm going to put him in good. This in itself, again, remember what I was saying about I debated myself? This is now me debating you lots who say that no chances were created for Rasmus. Bruno created the most chances in the Premier League. We finished 15th. Rasmus couldn't finish any. Or however many he finished. I don't care. It's not enough. Okay. Mason. I love Mason. I love Mason Mount. In the words of Amorim. I don't know if I love him yet. Shown glimpses. Shown signs here and there. I'll be real. I can't judge Mount. I can't judge Mason Mount. He can't keep fit. He can't keep. He can't have. Sorry, he doesn't. He hasn't had a run of games like that really. When he has played under Amorim, he's been okay. I'm not gonna write think pieces about him and write tactical analysis and all this kind of stuff. He's been okay, guys. Let's not go crazy. Let's not overhype anything. Do I see him having a role? Yes. And again, when you can play multiple positions, I feel like you've already got a role in Amorim's system. I think Amorim already loves you. When you can play various positions, when you have the understanding to be able to play 3-4 different positions, you're already in. I think with Mount, he can play either of the double pivot in the midfield. I think he can play either of the 10s. And if we really, really, really needed him to, Mount could genuinely do a job, for example, at our right wing back. If all hell breaks loose, if, you can't say that about every player in this team, is my point, His IQ is higher than a few of the other players in this team. And for that reason, I think we proceed with Mount and we give him a full season. Hopefully, if he can keep himself fit, that's the biggest thing. If he can keep himself fit, we've got a good player on our hands. It's just that, can he keep himself fit? I'm stuck between NA and decent. You know what? Simply because he hasn't played enough, I'm going to go with NA. I can't judge him because, and I'll say this is my final thing. I don't know if Mount has improved from Ten Hag from when he was playing under Ten Hag to when he was playing under Amorim. Only because the sample size is very, very small on both sides. That's why I'm going to put him in NA. Lisandro. Butcher. Started the season and I was calling him the vegan. I was like, bro, your butcher's license has been revoked. I don't know where you've gone. I don't know what new diet you're on. I don't know what opened your mind. I don't know if you had ayahuasca or whatever it is. I don't know what's happened to you. But this ain't the Lisandro that I fell in love with. This ain't the butcher that we speak about. Few games go by. Okay, he's playing okay. Few games go by, some more. That little transition between Ten Hag and Amorim coming in, struggled a little bit. Found some form slowly. It started coming, then bam! I got my butcher back. He started clamping into people. He started winning the ball back. He started playing those balls, that pass to Ahmad at the Etihad. Don't think I forgot. The goal at Anfield. The finish of that goal that is better than anything our striker could ever dream of doing. Not even do, dream of doing. He managed to do it. Then the worst thing happens. Not only an injury, the worst type of injury as well. ACL or whatever it was. But he's basically out for the rest of the season, probably until next year as well. Or until next season, sorry. So I don't think we're going to start the season with Lisandro. I would love to, but yeah, we just need him back as soon as possible. But I will say, luckily, we do have adequate, options in centre-back. Obviously, Heaven coming in has made a big difference. Yoro stepping up in that left centre-back spot has made a big difference as well. So yeah, I'm going to give... It's tough again. It's either a decent or it's an NA. He had bad periods, he had good periods, then he was out. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in NA. Because there was a time in the beginning of the season, the first half of the season, where people were saying, this guy needs to get dropped. I don't know if this guy can even survive at the club. We might have to sell him. It was bad, guys. It was really, really bad. So I'm going to give it NA because, again, it kind of balances each other out. Maguire. This man. went from being probably the most hated, one of the most hated, probably unfairly as well, let's be honest, players at the club. You know, lost the captaincy. Kind of hung around. You know, we wanted to sell him. He was being almost... You know when, like, you break up with someone and they almost take it too well? Or you let someone go and they almost take it too, like, well. They're almost too professional. They're not emotional at all. It's kind of like, wait, you should be kind of sad. Like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like the dickhead a little bit now. With Maguire, when we tried to sell him, I remember we were trying to ship him off to West Ham. He had just lost the captaincy as well, came off a bad season. He had every right to go. He had every right to say, you know what? I tried to succeed here. It's just, it wasn't working. The fans, you can suck your mum. You're getting on to me every single week. I'm going to go somewhere else and I'm going to succeed. Or I'm going to do my best to succeed. He stuck at it. He showed up to training every single week. He played under different managers, different systems, didn't matter. Stayed professional, stayed trying, and that's one thing we can't say about Maguire. He doesn't not try. He doesn't sulk. Very professional, kept trying. Amorim coming, obviously played the three at the back, which we know. Maguire, three at the back, you're talking Maldini, you're talking Nesta, you're talking Cannavaro. You get me? All these Italian teams, Italy, remember, Rasmus, do me a favour. You're talking all these great centre-backs. It suits him, obviously, being in that centre-back position. Listen, Lyon, I will never forget you. Bilbao, when you turn into prime Quincy Promise, I will never forget you. Maguire, you're going in good. He deserves it. I like Maguire. And again, someone who we wanted to get rid of, to now looking at maybe even extend a little contract. I wouldn't mind a little 1 year extension on a Maguire contract with maybe a further year as an option. Chat to me. Another centre back, De Ligt. De Ligt. It's a weird one. It's a weird one with De Ligt. Obviously, he came in Ten Hag system, looked okay, looked decent at times, looked shaky at times. Amorim system, looked good, shaky, decent, injured. It's been an up and down season for De Ligt. I almost feel sorry for him. Obviously, the pundits were writing him off before he even kicked the ball at Man United. Before he even kicked the ball, they were writing him off. I think De Ligt has a future at this club. I think De Ligt will be a good player at Man United. I don't know how good. I do think he has his limitations, especially in an Amorim system, especially in a modern system. I think he definitely has his limitations. But similarly, the only thing is, for me, is I think you either play a Maguire or a De Ligt. I don't see how you play both. Moving forward, I think our back three would ideally be Alessandro, Maguire or De Ligt in that centre-back, potentially, and then a Yoro. So, on form, you probably give it to Maguire. He's really hard to replace. On the ball, he might be obviously a bit better than De Ligt. But De Ligt, what he offers you defensively, what he offers you in physicality, it's a tough one. But again, I'm going to stay firm that I do see a future for him, and I hope Amorim can make it work. I think we've got a good player. I think we've got a good defender in our hands with De Ligt. So I'm not going to give him decent only because I haven't seen enough. I'm going to give it an A. Mazraoui. What a player. What a player. Let me just say that off the bat. What a player. Right back, left back, centre back in a 3. Right wing back. Attacking midfielder. Don't think I forgot. Fenerbahce. Don't think I forgot. Attacking midfielder, Mazraoui, you were playing for us. What did I say? High IQ players. Mazraoui was one of them. Mazraoui is a high IQ player. We need to keep him. He is what you call a bargain. Malacia. Yeah. A signing from the Eredivisie. Well, not really. But signing a fullback who's played in the Eredivisie for around £12 million. Malacia, eat your heart out. That's what we expect. Mazraoui shows up. Super consistent. Mr. 7, Mr. 8, Mr. 6.5. Whatever it is. He's always in that region. That rating. Out of 10. I feel for him because I feel like he shined a lot more in that Ten Hag system. Obviously, naturally being a right back, Can play left back, obviously, he can play both. Plays left back, obviously, for Morocco. But in that Ten Hag system, we were seeing the best of Mazraoui. Obviously, under Amorim, he's had to adapt to different positions, but he's done it so well. How can you be an attacking right back, just bombing up and down, silky on the ball, creating chances, crosses, and then you play right centre back and you're just killing it. You're just absolutely killing it. You're composed. You're winning the ball back. You're making tackles, crucial tackles, last minute challenges. You're doing it with ease. What a player. What a player. I'll be honest, guys. Just off the bat, if you look at signing wise, so obviously last summer, who we brought in a Yoro, we brought in a Mazraoui, brought in a Zirkzee, Ugarte. Down here as well, we brought in De Ligt. So it hasn't been bad. Our signings haven't been disastrous. They've been good. And I'm trying to take emotion out of this. And I'm trying to take, like the fact that they are a new signing out of this. Because I feel like sometimes we obviously give them the benefit of the doubt. I genuinely think our new signings have been good. You look at January, you got Dorgu, and obviously you got Aiden Heaven. Our new signings haven't been the problem. Again, hot take, unpopular opinion. Ineos, with their signing side of stuff, have been okay. Okay, cool. Negotiation side, potentially missing out on prime targets. They do get that wrong. But when they actually get a player, more often than not, anyways, and for this particular season or how they are as a player, the profiling of the player has actually been quite good. So, I say that cautiously because everything else has been disastrous and this could come back to be a horrible take in about a year or so. Lindelof, again, another good servant. He's leaving. Keep it respectful. Didn't play enough, but again, when called upon in a 3 at the back system, he did okay. I'm not gonna write think pieces around Lindelof, but he did okay. Bayindir, I'll be honest with Bayindir. I clocked his game. I clocked it. He came to Manchester to look for business opportunities for startup shisha cafes. That's what he's on. Because for Onana to be the goalkeeper that's ahead of you, I'm not going to speak about Onana. You know what Onana does. You know how bad of a goalkeeper he is. How bad does his backup need to be to not get a run of games to replace Onana? How bad do you have to be that you can't replace Onana? Respect for the Emirates. Thank you. Leave. Altay Bayindir. Leave. Conceding straight from a corner. Grabbing the ball, letting go of the ball, grabbing it again, then let go in. Like, what's going on? Again, I don't need to say too much. To not be able, to replace Onana in itself says anything. On my life, I think me in goal for Man United, ask around. If you already, those who know I'm a keeper. I think I would have got at least a game. And that's after Bayindir, by the way. If I was there, I would have got a game. Listen, he hasn't played enough for it to be a disaster. But it's bad. It is bad. Last but not least, Ruben Amorim. I think a separate video will be made about Ruben Amorim and why I am firmly behind Ruben Amorim. It doesn't mean Ruben Amorim has done a good job. That doesn't mean Ruben Amorim has done a good job. If you told me at the beginning that Ruben Amorim would come into Man United and we finish 17th, that's what it is. Let's be honest. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. To come into Manchester United Football Club and finish 17th, we didn't. If you told me that Ruben Amorim would come into Manchester United and we finish 15th, it's a disaster. I'm just correcting myself there because we didn't finish 17th. We actually finished 15th. Talk to me nice. Having said that, I'm still firmly behind Ruben Amorim for now. I don't think the judging period for Ruben Amorim has even started. I don't think I can judge Ruben Amorim right now. I don't think I can. Fairly. I think I can judge him overall, and obviously if I'm judging him just on this season, it's 100% a disaster. I think overall, I can't judge Ruben Amorim fairly. It would be disingenuous for me to judge him right now and call for his head or whatever. I'm willing to give him time. I think we need to give him time as a fan base. Manchester United need a rebuild. And what I mean by rebuild is we need to get stripped down to our core and then build up again. Not just keep building on top. No. There's some rotten foundations. You know, we're talking about the mentality. We're talking about the morale. We're talking about the wage structure. We're talking about player power. We're talking about disrespect to the managers that have come and gone. We're talking misleadership from the ownership. We're talking, or mismanagement, sorry, from the ownership. No leadership. There's a lot of problems. Forget on the pitch. On the pitch, we need a magician just for that alone. So, for that reason, I'm going to upgrade him to a bad. It's not good. It's not good. Ruben Amorim even sat here right now will tell you it's been a bad season, maybe even disastrous season from his personal point of view. That doesn't mean that that's all on him. And for that reason, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And again, if you would like to see a breakdown on why I think I still support Ruben Amorim, what are the things that are giving me hope around Ruben Amorim, please do let me know. I will try to make a video about that. But we've seen enough from him that I can't put him in NA. Decent would be obviously wrong. Good, forget about it. I don't think it's been great, but disaster would just be a bit unfair in my opinion. I think bad is a fair reflection on Ruben Amorim's time so far, but I still have faith that he will turn this around. And again, I've got my reasons as to why. In short, what he's done previously, what he's done since he's come in, behind the scenes, what he's done in terms of making some decisions around Rashford, around Garnacho. I'll say this. Ten Hag left us in probably the worst position from any Man United manager. If Ruben Amorim doesn't succeed at Man United, I guarantee you he will leave us in a better position than a lot of previous managers have left us in. I guarantee that, if nothing else. So, yeah, guys, if you made it this far, you're a real one. This is the list that I've gone with. Let me know your opinions. Let me know if I've got any stinkers in here. I don't think I do. I think I've been fair in my judgment. I think I've been fair in my criticism. Yeah, I mean, the good category isn't great. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. In the decent category, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the NA, other than players who actually went out on loan or got sold or whatever, you've got... do I keep... No, I'm not going to say MS. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players. In bad, you've got 4, and then in disaster, you've got 5. Really and truly, there probably should be a few more in disaster if I'm thinking off the top of my head. It's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair. As a whole, it has been a disastrous season. But yeah, please do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, brand new channel. Your support means the world. Please do subscribe. Join my pain. Let's talk about this. Let's get through this together. Let's work together on this, you know? Let me know what content you want to see next. And yeah, until next time, peace.